Dave and I are at the hydraulic place again. We were told that they're supposed to have our the other hose that we need. Okay. So we shall see. So we are working on putting the hydraulic system back together. We have all the hoses that we need. The only thing that we haven't yet acquired that we would like to get are the filters. There are filters that go inside the hydraulic oil reservoir, and we're not sure where to get those yet because nothing has any identifying marks on it. So we're sort of still trying to figure out how we can make sure that we're acquiring the right thing.
When you get a chance, you can put tinfoil over the tires.
Dave reinstalled the cooler on the side over here. That's this part here.
Put the reservoir back on, and then I'm gonna put the pump back on and the filter housing. Let's show what what we learned about this filter thing. Filter housing is it's got a blow by in it somehow. That if the filter gets plugged or whatever, it'll blow by, and it's adjustable. So what the guy did was change the adjustment to a lighter setting, so that hopefully that'll help our problem. We bought a new filter from him. He claimed that it's a stronger filter. There's a possibility that we didn't have the right filter on there, but it's a filter for purpose of filtering hydraulic fluid. I'll remount this too.
The pump, this is the pump, is back on. Dave put it back on. It took him 5 minutes.
No, 10 minutes probably.
10 minutes. Boy, you look horrendous. Look at you.
Well, you get dirty working on these things.
You should have like a grease-colored shirt and stuff to wear. That way it blends in a little more.
Now I'll put all the hoses back on for the fan circuit and return line, and then tomorrow we'll try and get the hoses back up to the front of the vehicle.
Oh, look, it says it's got Tough's name on it right there. See?
Tough. You see any snakes or?
If I saw anything, I would let you know.
Ugly bugs. We got to get some of those big old zip ties.
Yeah. Well, let me know. Remind me whenever I'm at my computer.
Okay, we'll take this back off.
This is one of our new hoses. Why are you taking it off?
Because this thing is loose on here. That guy took it apart. I thought I tightened it.
There's a new filter right there. That's the filter that for the previous owner of this RV, it was blowing off of there. And we don't even know if he was using the right kind of filter.
Oh, what was going on?
So
we're working on fixing it. We replaced all the lines after it. So
hopefully whatever is causing the problem is solved and we'll never experience that. There's the turbo up there, all shiny and new. If you'll recall, we took that off and had it rebuilt. There's a video about that too. I'll put a link in the description below if I can find that. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? Are you good? Oh, Tough is shedding. Gave him a bath yesterday, and so much hair came off of him. I'm surprised there's any dog left. So which are the hoses that we reinstalled today?
The hose from the filter to the cooler, from the cooler to the reservoir, and from the reservoir, the main from the reservoir to the pump.
And we still have to do the two really long steering hoses. It shouldn't be too bad. Dave's work flip-flops. Today we are hopefully wrapping up the reinstallation of the hoses for the hydraulic system. We've got the 2 really long lines stretched out on the ground here. These are brand new, and they are for the power steering. Dave, I think, has this end. Yeah, he has this end all taped together, the 2 pieces, because we're going to try to pull them both through at the same time. You can see here he also has the string attached. We already have a string that runs through the undercarriage where all of the hoses and electrical things and whatever. We already have a string run through there because when we replaced the fuel line, it also ran in that space. And when we did that, we drug a string through at that time because we figured that we would probably be needing it, and we are. So once we pull that through, we want to once again have another string in there for the future. Anything else that we need to replace.
Never know when that's the wrong wire could there or something.
So, first thing Dave said to me is that we have to look underneath the motorhome and make sure that there's no snakes or critters or large insects. That's definitely a very real concern whenever you're working outside in Texas. Hopefully this will be easy. Why do you laugh, Dave?
Because it isn't.
We're gonna go from the back to the front this time. Last time when we replaced the fuel line, we went from front to back. But the string is wrapped around my feet. How does this happen? So Dave's gonna crawl. Are you gonna go underneath back here? You're gonna go on. Watch out for that wasp. I am gonna crawl in here because we've got the panel down and I can access that. So Dave's gonna try to push it through, and once I see it, I'll be able to pull it. And we've got the string to help guide it along. We'll see. There goes Dave into position.
Got the string right here, still in position.
We're attaching the string we pulled through to the end of our new lines. Are those mosquitoes in there hovering around you? You think you need bug spray?
Let me see if they're on me.
Oh, I'm sure they will be. They love you.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna need bug spray.
Okay, well, I will go get you some bug spray. Hi, Tuffy. Hi, Tuffy. Are you gonna help? Are you helping? Okay, here I go into the compartment. Flashlight. Okay, I'm in here.
You see the string?
Yeah, I see the string. Hang on, let me get a little situated here. I'm pulling and it's not coming.
No. You pulling?
I'm pulling. Hang on, I got the end.
Alright.
We got the lines this far. This is this compartment on the side of the motorhome, a little more than halfway. However, there's like a bulkhead in there it just has a hole that's just a little bit bigger than all of the stuff that needs to go through it. So we're trying to feed those 2 lines through there, and it's running up against something past the bulkhead in here, but we can't see what it is, and there's just no way to access that. It's completely closed off. I think what the problem is the hose is flexible, so when it's going through, it's kind of like turning down, and it needs to be straight so it can go through the next hole that's cut in the next bulkhead through this chamber here, which also, I mean, it doesn't even pay to open this because we can't see anything. So what we're trying is, we have a wooden dowel right there, you know, so it's rigid, and we have it stuck through, and Dave's going to try to attach the hoses to that, and hopefully that will help us to...
Zip ties.
Hopefully that will help us feed the hose the rest of the way. We're almost there. I mean, it's not that much further to go. Okay, so Dave's got the, I'll show you in here, the hoses, the lines are attached now to this dowel. He used zip ties. Did you use any tape?
No.
Just zip ties, and he trimmed them off really close, so hopefully they don't hang up on anything. And we're just taking a break because all this bending over is not very,
especially crawling on my back. That's the worst.
not very good for Dave. He doesn't do well with that kind of work. So we're having a little break over here in the shade next to the house. Come here, Tuff. Let's show everybody what I made for you. It's so pretty. Tuff's got a pretty little flower thing on his tail. Some dandelions. He don't even know it. He doesn't even know it. Yay! We got the lines through. That last little bit was the most difficult part, and it was because we were trying to get it through a hole with a bunch of other stuff going through it. It's like inside this no man's land where you can't see what's going on, and you're pushing it from one end and Dave was pulling it from the other, and we kept bumping up against something and we couldn't get it through to feed through the hole. We just kept wiggling, and finally it made it through, and then it was kind of hung up on something, and we had to do a lot more wiggling, and finally got it to go through. So yay! Dave's underneath here getting all the tape and the string that we ran through, the new string.
Just tie it off here. Don't want to lose the string.
No, it was
If we ever got to run a wire or something, this is going to make it a lot easier.
LOL. Now you're working on feeding it all through everything, trying to. It's a big maze of tubes and wires and bracing and parts of the frame underneath here.
Alright. I'm going to go underneath the front.
What's going on, Dave?
Looking at the return line to the reservoir.
After much crawling around in the dirt and contorting ourselves, and this whole area has got mosquitoes under it like crazy because they're trying to hang out in the shade. Then we were being assaulted by mud daubers, and finally interwove and weaved the lines through. Dave did. Now he's got the front end hooked up to the power steering. And the back. One more line to hook up. Then we have replaced over half the hoses. I ordered some new filters for this, and we're waiting for those to arrive. Where are they? This reservoir has 3 filters in it. We have no idea if they've ever even been replaced. They had no identifying marks on them whatsoever, but I did some research on the internet and found out what they are. I will leave the part number. I'll put that up on the screen. They were about 11 bucks a piece, plus the shipping ended up being about $40 to ship all 3 new filters. So when those arrive, we will install them and then refill the system with hydraulic fluid, right, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll get this machine back up and running again.